In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the different jobs that you can do in probation. Specifically, this video is focused on approved premises worker. So you might be watching this video because you have recently graduated, or maybe you graduated some time ago. You've maybe done a forensic psychology degree or criminology, maybe even sociology or law, and you are now figuring out, okay, how do I get into jobs? You might have already been looking at some application forms for probation officer jobs or other jobs in the field, and they are asking you to demonstrate that you have experience working with people who have been to prison or working with people who have challenging, complex needs. This is the purpose of the video. I hope that you are able to take action from this video and achieve your career goals. I'm just talking purely now from experience of me working as a probation officer and working alongside residential workers, as well as being able to work with people on probation who have been in approved premises. So I'm talking straight out of experience here. I'm not talking what you see exactly on the application forms. That is why I do what I do, so you can actually speak to a real person who works in these roles. Firstly, what is an approved premises worker? Approved premises worker, a probation hostel is somewhere where high-risk offenders go when they have been released from prison. There are several probation hostels all over the UK. They're not in every town, but there are, enough of them. When someone is released from prison and they are high risk, they will go into the probation hostel because their probation officer has deemed that actually they need a little bit of extra monitoring to bridge that gap between them coming out of prison and from, they're out in the community now. So what additional monitoring is there? There are security cameras there. They will have their own rooms. It will be a normal house on a residential street in a town, and there will be several other people, probation people on there who have come out of prison. So you will have your own room, you will have kitchen, so they will have the kitchen staff who will cook food for you. There's normally a communal area, a garden, and I think, obviously shower, toilets. You won't have your own shower and toilets. So a residential worker, essentially a support worker in that probation hostel. So as a support worker, residential worker, you will be encouraged to build, good relationships with the people who are in there, because you want to give them a good starting point. So support means, listening to them, offering fair response to their situations. You are going to experience challenging situations. They're going to want to do things, but they have certain rules. So there'll be a curfew. Most of them have 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. so they have to stay within the AP. They also have additional signing times. So some people might have to sign. So it's not a curfew, but you have to sign the register, maybe 10 a.m, 1 p.m, 4 p.m, and 6 p.m. So it breaks up their day so that they're not just going off doing whatever. So it's that additional monitoring. They also have random drug tests as well. And they're encouraged to take part in different activities that are going to contribute to them, getting involved in stuff that can help build up their well-being. So each probation hostel may be different in what they offer. Sometimes they'll have a housing officer that comes in to help them with their, practical housing needs. I've known in the past they've done different exercise groups. And some hostels just decide based on the residents that are currently there what things would help you right now. It may be a once a week group where they talk about their issues. It may be more, like I said, exercise or well-being stuff. So you as a support worker will be required to work within the house. So you will have shift work, weekends, evenings. You may have to do some sleep-ins as well. You may have to do room searches, so check on the rooms. Again, randomly, you'll have access to their rooms just to check the rooms that there's no drugs, weapons, alcohol, things like that. And then another part of your role is reporting back not only to your team, because when you've got a handover and you've got someone else on shift, they need to know what's happened before. So your communication skills will develop when you're in this role. Not only verbally, but you'll need to maybe add some notes on the case note system, or send an email to your team or your colleagues. And then you may need to speak to or send emails to probation officers if there's been particular information that you want to provide to them. So it is a really, really good role for getting that experience. So if you've been trying to get on the Probation Officer PQIP program and you're just not getting in, maybe try some of these entry-level roles that will really not only give you the experience to, to demonstrate in your application form that you've dealt with these situations. And lastly, as a residential worker, you will be expected to do some key work sessions. So that means having one-to-one sessions with the people who are in there, working on, okay, housing, are there any education needs, any employment needs, and just generally see how they're going so that they have a one specific point of contact person that they can go to. That will be really, really good for you to actually build up your experience in that environment, working one-to-one with people who have been in prison and working with high-risk people. Again, with all of these jobs, there are certain qualities that are expected. Not even expected, if you probably are this person or are naturally this way inclined, you are more likely to be able to really have good listening skills, so appreciate where someone has come from. Have good boundary setting, because you're going to have to enforce some rules, but then you also have a good relationship with those residents, but then you don't want to be too much over friendly, because when it comes to enforcing rules and boundaries, that's going to be difficult. You also need to have good qualities to be able to work in a team, like I said, good communication to pass it on, and that's just a few things off the job application form. As always, make sure that you are subscribed, and if you really are looking to get into the probation officer job, my coaching program is open again. If you click the link below, that will take you through to how to book in, learn more about the program.